So the stereotypical way of proposing to someone is to take them to a romantic venue, get down on bended knee and produce the ring. Unimaginative guy that I am, that's exactly how I did it, as you can see from this picture with the ring burning a hole in my pocket. It was Morocco though, so that's not too bad. Gosh, I was nervous. Anyway, the communicator of the week is Sarita Aujla, I think, for her extravagant and romantic proposal to her intended, now fiance, Jack. So in case you missed the story this week, Sarita and Jack are both avid runners. And when Sarita decided that she was going to propose to Jack, she didn't want to do it the traditional way. So in fact, she spent months planning out a route using the running app that they both used to trace out the words, "Will you marry me, Jack?" She looked on Google Maps. She got friends to kind of zone off and cone off the route for her to support her as she did practice runs. And then when she did the 6 kilometer run on the day, there was scaffolding that got in the way that meant she had to kind of trace her letters slightly differently. Some kids stole the cones.
You blasted kids! Why didn't you mind your own business?
But eventually she managed to trace out the words. And of course, when she presented those words on the app to Jack, he of course said yes. Very romantic. Now, what does that have to do with communication, you are of course asking? Well, there's a fascinating story about Julius Caesar in 75 BC when he was captured by some pirates. Now, when he heard that they were trying to ransom him off for 20 talents, which was still a good amount in those days, he berated them and insisted that they must ransom him off for a much higher sum of 50 talents. 38 days later, the ransom was paid and he was released. Because Julius Caesar understood the power of what is called costly signaling, which is basically when you make sure that people know the amount of time or the amount of effort or the amount of money that has gone into producing a particular result. In this case, it took so much money for Julius Caesar to be ransomed. He must be a valuable and important man. Of course, Julius Caesar then tracked down each of the pirates and executed them one by one. That's what tyrants do. For us as communicators, the key is to also use this principle to make sure that people know how much work has gone into any product or output that you produce. So if you have to give a presentation on your team's results for that quarter, of course, give them the headline figure, but don't be afraid to share a handout where they can see the amount of work and effort and diligence that you put into achieving those outstanding results. If you sell beautiful products like this lovely lady over here, you may recognize. Yes, of course, present how beautiful the product is, but also let people know how much time and effort you put into designing and sourcing the materials and manufacturing the products in an ethical way so that they value the product more because they can tell how much work was taken and put into producing it. It's kind of like the equivalent of showing your work when your teacher told you to do your maths exams. That's the principle. Let people see your work and it will make them value the output all the more. As always, if you want to start working on your communication skills, the best place to start is with my masterclass, which has got some pretty good reviews. It's called 5 Communication Super Skills that will change your career if you use them and stall your career if you don't. Check it out. See you next time.